We begin with the political whirlwind in the Himalayan kingdom of Nepal. After 2 days of Gen Z-led protests that escalated into clashes and arson, Prime Minister KP Sharma Ali has resigned. The Prime Minister's resignation follows widespread demands for his ouster over rampant corruption in the country. KP Sharma Ali was flown to the army headquarters from his residence in a military chopper immediately after his resignation. Ali cited the current extraordinary situation in the country for his decision to step down from the post of Prime Minister. He also said his decision was in order to seek a constitutional and political solution to the problems through broader consensus in Parliament. Thousands of protesters who were already out on the streets kicked off celebrations and cheered as the Prime Minister stepped out. But scenes of horror and arson unfolded just minutes before these celebrations. The video that you see on your screen shows Nepal's Finance Minister Bishnu Paudel running for his life as an angry mob chases him through the streets. He was caught by the mob after being kicked by one of the protesters while he was running. This is Nepal's former Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, and he was also assaulted by agitated protesters. Hours before this, a mob stormed the house of the Nepalese President Ram Chandra Poudel. Now, this was President Paudel's private residence and was completely ransacked and then torched. Gunfire was also reported outside Prime Minister KP Sharma Ali's residence, where protesters reportedly tried to break the gates. One person was injured in the firing. Now, Prime Minister Ali's private residence in Japa district was set ablaze after being ransacked. Houses of several other ministers and central bank governor, along with the headquarters of the ruling Nepali Congress Party, were set ablaze. As the attacks on government officials escalated rapidly, the government deployed at least 3 choppers to rescue ministers whose residences were under attack by protesters. Out on the streets, dramatic scenes unfolded as thousands defied curfew and protested against the government. Violence continued as protesters pelted stones and clashed with the security forces deployed across the city, who fired smoke bombs, tear gas shells, and rubber bullets. The streets turned into war zones with multiple incidents of fire as protesters faced off with security personnel in riot gear. One of the videos showed police in riot gear using their shields for protection while retreating as a huge crowd came running and hurled stones at them. Gen Z protesters also broke through the main gates and breached Parliament. Huge billows of black smoke were seen erupting from the Parliament building after a fire broke out. Flights from Kathmandu's Tribhuvan International Airport have been cancelled. All domestic airports in Nepal have been shut due to the unrest. While anger among the Nepalese people had long been simmering, what unfolded on September the 8th added fuel to the fire. At least 19 people died and around 400 were injured in Kathmandu as thousands protested against the government and its ban on 26 social media websites. Nepal's capital was gripped by clashes and violence. This was the tipping point. Though the ban was revoked later in the day, the Nepalese Home Minister and 2 other ministers resigned. It did not quell the anger among the people, who demanded an end to corruption in the country and a change in leadership. Meanwhile, India has ramped up security on its borders with Nepal. A police post has been set up and forces have been deployed. New Delhi also said it is monitoring the developments closely, adding that it hopes for a peaceful settlement of dispute between the concerned parties. India also advised its nationals in Nepal to exercise caution and to adhere to guidelines issued by Nepalese authorities. After Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, Nepal is the 3rd country in India's neighbourhood to witness a regime change due to a people's uprising, particularly a youth uprising. Now, how does this impact South Asia? But first and foremost, what's next for Nepal? A return to monarchy, a corruption-free democracy, or never-ending revolving door politics? For more on this, we have with us Jagadish Opande. He is the editor of the Diplomat Nepal magazine. Welcome to Firstpost.
Thank you so much.
Now, with Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's resignation after days of violent Gen Z-led protests, what immediate steps can Nepal's political leadership take to restore stability and to prevent this unrest from spiraling further?
So the Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Sharma Oli, resigned today, and after his resignation, there are the four security agencies, including the Nepal Army, led by the General Ashok Raj Sigdel, and Home Secretary and Chief Secretary. They came up with a statement that we need a peace settlement, and we should do a political dialogue with youth Gen Z. So now the forward way is that the security leadership led by Nepal Army is there, and on the other hand there is a Gen Z youth, and on the other hand there is a one of the dynamic leader in Nepal. He's popular in all over the Nepal. Is a metropolitan mayor, Balendra Saha. So he's the one who have also contributed, who have also helped from the social media to Gen Z, and they also love him. So there might be the
Yes.
dialogue between these three different people or the team, and they can come up with some sort of conclusion, including the
Right.
dissolved of the parliament and the new interim government. Yeah.
Right. Corruption and curbs on freedom of expression were the rallying cries of the youth. Do you see this as a turning point for Nepal's democracy? Is the country at risk of falling back into the cycle of elite-driven revolving door politics?
I think this is one of the turning point in the Nepal political history, because Nepal have come up with the different time frame, like in 1951 Nepal have a democracy, and in 1961 Nepal again went to the panchayat era where king rules, and 1991 Nepal again came with the democracy, and 2006-7 Nepal abolished the more than 250 years long king regime, and now the from that this leadership, leadership from Nepali Congress, UML, and the Maos, they are ruling the country.
Mm.
But in this time period, for in this 3 decades of time period, there have been a lot of corruption. There are a lot of mismanagement, and the people are
Mm.
fed up with that, and they are not they are not realizing themselves to come up what they can do for the people or the nation. So it I think this will be the turning point for the Nepal's political or country's history, for the
Mm.
that Nepal can go for the new path, for the betterment for the country, with the new leadership.
Right. Right. In your view, could the current scenario open up the possibility of Nepal returning to monarchy or a shift to autocracy?
So I think the current situation where we have been witnessing now, now in Kathmandu, is like we are going with the interim government, and still we have a president. The president, constitutional, only the constitutional
Yes.
president, and we are going for the interim government, likely to go with the interim government. But till now we don't have any possible, we didn't see any possibility of coming back, coming back of the democracy. But uh, there are speculation from the few peoples, but it's not, as of now we don't see the clear picture of the monarchy coming back.
Right. And Dr. Shaw, please will you stay with us while we take a look at a few other elements of the story, and we will come right back to you.
So.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Kali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.